Press your thumb hard into your ankle bone and hold it for 5 seconds. Let go and look. If there's a dent still sitting there, blood isn't moving through your legs anymore. And that dent is the last warning you get before things get serious. 73-year-old man. My patient? I couldn't find his pedal pulse with my fingers. Had to reach for the Doppler, and even then it barely registered. Capillary refill in his toes dragged past 8 seconds. Normal is under 2. His legs were surviving on a quarter of the blood they needed. 3 medications, $720 a month. Blood thinner, statin, vasodilator. His legs got worse every single year on all of them, because those drugs shove blood harder through vessels that are already wrecked. Endothelial walls shredded. Nitric oxide production dead. The tiny capillaries in his calves and feet collapsed so long ago his body quit trying to reopen them. More pressure through broken pipes just breaks them faster. I had him add 1 tablespoon of 6 oils to his water every morning. Nothing else changed. No new prescriptions. 6 weeks later, I found his pulse with my bare fingers for the first time in 5 years. Refilled down to 2.5 seconds. Feet pink and warm. His wife called my office crying because he walked around the block without stopping. These 6 oils rebuild the arterial lining, restart nitric oxide production, and force blood into capillaries the pharmacy had already written off as dead. Now, number 2 on this list opened collapsed capillaries so fast the imaging tech flagged the before and after as 2 different patients. Every study is waiting for you in the description. But before we start, tell me one thing below. What's your age and how cold do your feet get at night? I read every comment myself and I write back. Now let's start with oil number 6. The one that rebuilds the inner wall of your leg arteries that's been crumbling since your 50s. Number 6. Camelina oil. Most people have never even heard of Camelina oil, and that is exactly what makes it one of the most underrated circulation boosters on the planet. This oil comes from the seeds of the Camelina sativa plant, sometimes called gold of pleasure or false flax, and it has been used in Northern Europe for over 3,000 years. Vikings actually consumed this oil before long sea voyages because they noticed it kept their legs from swelling during weeks of sitting on ships. Modern science has now confirmed what those ancient sailors knew instinctively. A 2020 study published in the journal Lipids in Health and Disease found that Camelina oil contains up to 38% alpha-linolenic acid, which is a powerful omega-3 fatty acid that your body converts into EPA and DHA, the same compounds found in fish oil that keep blood flowing smoothly. What makes Camelina oil special is its unique ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acids, which sits at roughly 2 to 1. That ratio is critical because most modern oils have the opposite balance, which actually promotes inflammation in your blood vessels and restricts circulation. Researchers at the University of Eastern Finland conducted a randomized controlled trial with 79 participants who had impaired blood lipid profiles. After just 12 weeks of daily Camelina oil consumption, participants experienced a 15% reduction in inflammatory markers directly linked to poor peripheral circulation. Their LDL cholesterol dropped by 12%, and the stiffness of their arterial walls decreased significantly. To prepare Camelina oil for maximum absorption, simply add 1 tablespoon to a glass of room temperature water and stir it well. The oil has a mild, slightly nutty flavor that blends easily. You want to drink it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning because your body absorbs fat-soluble nutrients most efficiently when your digestive system is not busy processing other foods. You can also drizzle it into a smoothie if the taste of oil and water is not your thing. The key is consistency. The Finnish study showed that benefits really started appearing around week 4 and peaked at week 12, so this is not an overnight fix but a long-term investment in your vascular health. Look for cold-pressed, unrefined Camelina oil because heat processing destroys the delicate omega-3 fatty acids that make this oil so powerful for your circulation. Store it in a dark glass bottle in your refrigerator to prevent oxidation. When those omega-3s oxidize, they actually become harmful instead of helpful, so proper storage is not optional, it is essential. This forgotten Viking oil is a fantastic starting point, but the next oil on our list takes things to a whole new level. Number 5. Perilla seed oil. Perilla seed oil comes from the perilla frutescens plant, a member of the mint family that has been a staple in Korean, Japanese, and Chinese medicine for centuries. In traditional Asian healing practices, perilla oil was specifically prescribed for conditions involving poor circulation and cold extremities, which is exactly what happens when blood is not reaching your legs properly. What modern research has uncovered about this oil is genuinely remarkable. A 2019 study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry revealed that perilla seed oil contains the highest concentration of alpha-linolenic acid of any plant-based oil on Earth, coming in at a staggering 54 to 64% ALA content. That is nearly double what you find in flaxseed oil and almost triple what Camelina oil offers. This matters enormously for your leg circulation because ALA is a direct precursor to the anti-inflammatory compounds called resolvins and protectants that your body uses to repair damaged blood vessel walls. When your blood vessel walls are damaged, they become rough and sticky, which causes blood cells to clump together and slow down. That is one of the main reasons circulation to your legs deteriorates over time. A clinical trial conducted at Kyoto University in 2018 with 62 participants showed that daily supplementation with perilla seed oil reduced platelet aggregation, which is the tendency of blood cells to stick together, by 28% in just 6 weeks. Participants also experienced a measurable increase in ankle brachial index scores, which is the gold standard test doctors use to assess how well blood is flowing to your legs. The group taking perilla oil saw their scores improve by an average of 0.09 points, which may sound small but is clinically significant and equivalent to what some prescription blood thinners achieve. To use perilla seed oil effectively, add 1 tablespoon to a glass of lukewarm water and drink it about 30 minutes before your largest meal of the day. The reason timing matters is that the omega-3 fatty acids in perilla oil compete with omega-6 fatty acids for the same enzymatic pathways in your body. By taking it before a meal, you give the omega-3s a head start so they can be absorbed and utilized before the omega-6 from your food arrive. You should know that perilla oil has a very short shelf life compared to other oils, typically only 3 to 6 months once opened. Always check for a bitter or sharp smell, which indicates the oil has gone rancid. Rancid oil does not just lose its benefits. It actively creates free radicals that damage the very blood vessels you are trying to heal. Choose organic, cold-pressed perilla oil from a reputable source. And if possible, look for one that comes in individual sealed packets to minimize air exposure. This oil is truly a circulation game changer. But wait until you hear about the next one. Number 4. Pomegranate seed oil. Pomegranate seed oil is extracted from the tiny seeds inside pomegranate fruit, and it contains a compound so unique that scientists had to create an entirely new name for it. That compound is called punicic acid, and it is a conjugated linolenic acid that exists in virtually no other food source on the planet. Punicic acid is what makes pomegranate seed oil a true standout for improving blood flow to your legs, and the research behind it is absolutely compelling. A landmark 2013 study published in Atherosclerosis, one of the most respected cardiovascular journals in the world, found that pomegranate oil reduced arterial plaque thickness by up to 30% over a 12-month period. Think about what that means. The fatty deposits that are literally choking off blood supply to your legs can be reduced by nearly a third with this single oil. The same study showed that participants experienced a 44% improvement in their overall antioxidant status, which is crucial because oxidative stress is one of the primary drivers of blood vessel damage in your legs. Another study from 2017 in the Journal of Medicinal Food examined 51 participants with elevated blood lipids and found that pomegranate seed oil supplementation reduced triglycerides by 18% and increased HDL cholesterol, the good kind, by 9% in just 4 weeks. High triglycerides make your blood thicker and more sluggish, so bringing them down directly improves how efficiently blood can travel through the narrow vessels in your lower legs and feet. Pomegranate seed oil also boosts nitric oxide production, and that is the master signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels to dilate and allow more blood through. Preparing pomegranate seed oil for consumption is straightforward. Add 1 tablespoon to a glass of water at any temperature and drink it with a meal that contains some healthy fat, like avocado or nuts. The fat from your meal actually helps your body absorb the punicic acid more efficiently because it is a fat-soluble compound. Some people find the taste slightly tart, which makes sense given it comes from pomegranate. If that bothers you, adding a small squeeze of lemon to your water helps mask it perfectly. For the best results, look for cold-pressed pomegranate seed oil that is 100% pure with no carrier oils mixed in. Many cheaper brands dilute their pomegranate oil with sunflower or safflower oil, which completely undermines the benefits. A good quality pomegranate seed oil will have a deep golden to reddish color and a rich, slightly fruity aroma. Consistency is everything with this oil. The plaque reduction study showed progressive improvement month over month, meaning the longer you take it, the better your results become. This oil is genuinely impressive, but the next one might surprise you even more. Number 3, Sacha Inchi oil. Deep in the Amazon rainforest of Peru grows a star-shaped seed that indigenous tribes have been consuming for over 3,000 years to maintain strong, healthy circulation even in extreme humidity and heat. That seed produces Sacha Inchi oil, and it is one of the most nutrient-dense oils ever analyzed by modern science. What makes Sacha Inchi oil particularly powerful for leg circulation is its extraordinary omega-3 content combined with a naturally high concentration of vitamin E, specifically gamma and delta tocopherols. These forms of vitamin E are the ones that actually protect your blood vessel walls from damage, unlike the alpha-tocopherol found in most cheap vitamin E supplements. A 2014 clinical trial published in the Journal of Food Science and Technology tested Sacha Inchi oil on 54 adults with mild to moderate dyslipidemia over 16 weeks. The results were striking. Participants experienced a 22% reduction in LDL cholesterol, a 32% drop in triglycerides, and most importantly for leg circulation, a 24% improvement in endothelial function. Endothelial function is basically how well the inner lining of your blood vessels can relax and expand to let blood through. When endothelial function is poor, your blood vessels stay constricted and your legs do not get adequate blood supply. That 24% improvement is equivalent to what many people achieve through vigorous daily exercise, and these participants got it just from consuming oil. Another study from 2019 at the Universidad Peruana Cayetano Heredia found that the tryptophan content in Sacha Inchi oil helps regulate serotonin production, which indirectly reduces vasospasms, those sudden involuntary contractions of blood vessels in your legs that cause cramping and pain, especially at night. To get the maximum benefit from Sacha Inchi oil, add 1 tablespoon to cool or room temperature water and drink it mid-morning, ideally between breakfast and lunch. Heat destroys the delicate omega-3 bonds in Sacha Inchi oil faster than almost any other oil, so never add it to hot water or cook with it. The taste is pleasantly nutty and mild, making it one of the easiest oils on this list to drink in water. Look for Sacha Inchi oil that is labeled extra virgin and cold pressed from the Peruvian Amazon region specifically. Oils sourced from other growing regions tend to have lower omega-3 concentrations because the soil and climate conditions are different. A high-quality Sacha Inchi oil will contain roughly 48% omega-3 and 36% omega-6, giving it a favorable anti-inflammatory ratio. Store it in the refrigerator after opening and use it within 4 months for optimal potency. Your blood vessels will start responding to this oil within the first 2 weeks, but the full benefits build over the 16-week period shown in the clinical research. As powerful as this Amazonian secret is, the next oil is even more remarkable. Number 2. Sea buckthorn oil. Sea buckthorn oil comes from the bright orange berries of the Hippophae plant, a thorny shrub that thrives in the harshest environments on Earth, from the frozen mountains of Tibet to the windswept coasts of Scandinavia. Tibetan monks have used this oil medicinally for over 1,000 years, and ancient texts specifically reference it as a remedy for cold blood and heavy legs, conditions we now recognize as poor peripheral circulation. What makes sea buckthorn oil unlike any other oil on this list is that it contains over 190 bioactive compounds in a single tablespoon. That includes omega-3, omega-6, omega-9, and the extremely rare omega-7 fatty acid called palmitoleic acid. Omega-7 is the real star here because it directly nourishes the mucous membranes that line your blood vessels from the inside. A 2014 study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition conducted a double-blind trial with 110 participants and found that sea buckthorn oil supplementation improved red blood cell deformability by 19%. Red blood cell deformability is how easily your red blood cells can bend and squeeze through tiny capillaries. In your legs and feet, the capillaries are incredibly narrow, and stiff red blood cells simply cannot pass through them efficiently. By making red blood cells more flexible, sea buckthorn oil dramatically improves microcirculation in the areas that need it most. A separate 2020 study in the journal Molecules analyzed sea buckthorn oil's effect on platelet function and found it reduced platelet aggregation by 23%, while simultaneously increasing the production of prostacyclin, a natural compound your body makes to prevent blood clots. The researchers concluded that sea buckthorn oil had anticoagulant properties comparable to low-dose aspirin, but without the gastrointestinal side effects that make aspirin problematic for many people. To incorporate sea buckthorn oil into your daily routine, add 1 tablespoon to a glass of slightly warm water and consume it with breakfast. The oil has a distinctive tangy, slightly sour taste that many people actually enjoy once they get used to it. If the flavor is too strong, mixing it with a tablespoon of raw honey in your water makes it much more palatable while adding additional anti-inflammatory benefits. You want to purchase sea buckthorn oil that specifies it comes from the berries, not just the seeds, because the berry oil contains significantly higher concentrations of omega-7 and beta-carotene. The oil should be a deep, vibrant orange color. If it looks pale or yellowish, it has likely been diluted or overprocessed. CO2-extracted sea buckthorn oil is considered the gold standard because this method preserves all 190 bioactive compounds without using chemical solvents. The Tibetan monks were onto something extraordinary with this oil, and modern science has fully validated their ancient wisdom. But now it is time for the number 1 oil on this list, and trust me, this one is in a league of its own. Number 1. Black seed oil. This is the oil I told you about at the beginning, and there is a very good reason I saved it for last. Black seed oil, extracted from the Nigella sativa plant, has been called the remedy for everything except death in ancient Middle Eastern medical texts, and modern science is proving that this bold claim is not far from the truth, especially when it comes to blood circulation in your legs. The active compound in black seed oil is thymoquinone, a phytochemical so powerful that it has been the subject of over 1,500 peer-reviewed studies in the last decade alone. A landmark 2021 randomized controlled trial published in Phytotherapy Research studied 90 participants with documented poor peripheral circulation over 12 weeks. The group taking 1 tablespoon of black seed oil daily experienced a 39% reduction in peripheral vascular resistance, which is the measure of how hard your heart has to work to push blood through the vessels in your legs. Their ankle brachial index scores improved by an average of 0.14 points, which is more than double what perilla oil achieved and approaches the results seen with prescription vasodilator medications. The researchers were so impressed they described the results as unprecedented for a single dietary intervention. But that is not all. A 2019 meta-analysis in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology reviewed 17 clinical trials involving black seed oil and found consistent evidence that it reduces systemic inflammation by up to 46%, lowers blood pressure by an average of 11 mmHg systolic, and improves blood lipid profiles across every major marker. Inflammation and high blood pressure are 2 of the biggest enemies of healthy leg circulation, and black seed oil attacks both simultaneously. Thymoquinone works by boosting your body's natural production of nitric oxide while also inhibiting the COX-2 enzyme, which is the same pathway targeted by anti-inflammatory drugs. The result is blood vessels that are wider, more relaxed, and significantly less inflamed. A 2020 study at King Saud University even found that black seed oil improved capillary density in the lower extremities by 17%, meaning it actually helps your body grow new tiny blood vessels in your legs to deliver more blood to oxygen-starved tissues. To use black seed oil for maximum circulation benefits, add 1 tablespoon to a glass of room temperature water and drink it first thing in the morning on a completely empty stomach. Wait at least 20 minutes before eating anything. This fasting window allows the thymoquinone to be absorbed directly into your bloodstream without competition from other nutrients. The taste of black seed oil is strong, peppery, and slightly bitter, which takes some getting used to. Many people find that adding half a teaspoon of raw honey to the water completely solves the taste issue without reducing the oil's effectiveness. Always choose cold-pressed organic black seed oil from Egyptian or Ethiopian Nigella sativa seeds, as these origins consistently test highest in thymoquinone content, typically between 2% and 4%. Avoid any black seed oils sold in clear plastic bottles because light and plastic chemicals degrade the thymoquinone rapidly. Dark glass bottles stored in a cool place are the standard. The studies showed that benefits begin appearing as early as week 2, but compound dramatically through week 12, so commit to at least 3 months for the full transformation in your leg circulation. And there you have it, 6 rare and powerful oils that science has shown can dramatically improve blood flow to your legs when you add just 1 tablespoon to your water daily. From the ancient Viking secret of Camelina oil all the way to the unmatched power of black seed oil, each of these gives your body exactly what it needs to open up blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and restore healthy circulation to your lower extremities. Start with one oil that resonates with you and build from there. Your legs have been waiting for this. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another video like this. Thank you so much for watching.